why I can smell them. Ain't talking about roses, literally I'm lean. Mix it like a bought it in Nashville. Then I woke up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's sunny, California, but nothing like Compton. It's more like Calistoga, and it's hot as Arizona. I pop me a Fresno, hard colder than Minnesota in October. Don't interrupt, darling, I'm in the zone. Why does everywhere I go just remind me of home? You know that state of gold with the bed. Them other places come close, but they don't compare.
Now I've been in New York,
come on,
Texas,
yeah,
Midwest, and it all reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California, A-A-T-L-M-I-A-D-D-M-V. All reminds me of California. Cause there's no place like California. California,
California, no place like California.
fresh off a flight to Boston. Got a BZ in Maryland that I pipe too often. Headed right to Austin, most likely flossing. Tight, exhausted, high as a forklift. Handful of goons out in Colorado. Any given afternoon, you can catch a hollow. Honestly, it's the same out in Richmond, Virginia or California. Either state, you can get it. I done seen everywhere from Russia to Delaware. Trust me, I'm well aware. Barcelona to Bel Air, Petty to the Detroit. Don't tell him he saw how heavily he balls.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two of the most prolific offenses in the NFL will be on display in today's game. Both teams rank in the top 10 in total yards. The Chiefs are top 10 in total yards, and they go up against the Jaguars defense that will need to be at the top of its game. With that, let's get you out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 9 matchup.
All right, Larry, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Kansas City Chiefs. First and 10, Smith. Going underneath for Charles. No gain, and it's second down. And a look at this offensive unit now, and you see who we have highlighted, partner.
Jamal Charles, one of the most exciting, productive running backs in the NFL.
Here we go with Jamal Charles. And some room to maneuver. A big gain there on the first play of the game. 59 yards on the ground. Big run on the opening drive, and they better watch out for this guy or it's going to be a long game.
Back when I played in our scouting reports getting ready for games, we put stars next to the guys that we thought were the key players on the other side. There should have been 3 or 4 stars next to that guy's name.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye. And one player coming out of the 2016 draft, I loved his versatility. The big question mark, is he enough of a ball hawk? Didn't have very many interceptions in college, but boy, he does everything else that you want. Runs, hits, wraps up on his tackles. He's going to start on the corner for the Jaguars.
His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And fourth down coming up.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him, that leads to an incomplete.
And it appears they'll go for it here on fourth down. A big call on the game's opening drive. They snap it to Smith. And this is incomplete. A disappointing drop there on 4th and goal. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Throwing on first down is Bortles. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. The tight end, Julius Thomas, the intended target. And now it's second down. And the quarterback, he's got some big threats at wideout.
And they seem to get bigger all the time, don't they, Brandon? Every time I look out and watch a game, they're getting these bigger, more athletic, acrobatic receivers. We have some today.
Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. 23 yards on the play. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Bortles to throw on second down. Caught out left side by Robinson. Touchdown, Jaguars. Allen Robinson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jags have taken the early lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. On the return, it's Niall Davis. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Play fake for Charles. Now Smith. Looking left side. That's caught by Macklin. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Jeremy Macklin, 77 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out come the Jags. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
If you love pressure,
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets them a new set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On second down, here's Bortles. Robinson's got it. Touchdown, Jaguars. Allen Robinson with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. That's a heck of a start to this one for him here in the first quarter.
2 receiving touchdowns, just getting the game underway, essentially. I mean, there's a long way to go. If I'm on defense, I've got to figure out how to slow this guy down, because when one guy shreds your team, that's demoralizing. Make him spread it around at least. But right now, he's showing no signs of slowing down.
Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And out come the Chiefs now. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard, because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they've got it here with a first down. Charles, the lone setback. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Yes, that's today's NFL defensive tackle. Not just a space eater anymore. A guy with agility, movement skills, who can rush the passer and make plays in the offensive backfield.
A dump off for Charles. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Smith, and it's complete to Kelsey. And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
Following the penalty, here's Charles. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 there, and it'll give the Chiefs a first down.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think that we're looking at something out of central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
He'll buy some time right. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Alex Smith with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They'd have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and it's third down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Bortles. And he's got it to Hearns. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Jaguars. Allen Hearns, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars have moved out in front. And they just ran the fly route there, didn't they?
You broke it down perfectly. He ends up catching that one and taking it all the way into the end zone.
Well, thanks. It was pretty simple to break down, though. I mean, that's just a guy going, running on the go route, making a play.
Speed,
Kills.
speed, speed. And what does it do?
It kills.
There you go.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
He takes this for 3 to the 29. Tackle made there by Jonathan Cyprien.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. The Jags' new signee from Denver, Malik Jackson, able to drop him for a loss of 4. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. To throw is Smith. And that is incomplete. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And that brings up 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
It's taken to the 26. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They come out here in the I. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
Give them 18 on that one. And it's good enough for a Jacksonville first. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
They come up in an offset eye. On 2nd down, Ivory. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Throwing now is Bortles. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
And this will be a touchback. Last year would have come out to the 20. This year they'll move it out to the 25-yard line. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team. Right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Thomas has got it. Complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. 5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. Here's Smith. A strong running. A scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 5 receivers in the game, 4 of them to the left side. On second down, here's Smith. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push them back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
To throw on second down is Smith. They'll roll him out right. He's going to let this go deep into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. And they're going to go soft on the corners. Back to the ground on first down. Again, Ivory. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry, so both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. On the return, this is Denard Robinson. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They come out here in the carry number 10 now for Ivory. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
And that play was vintage Derek Johnson. Made a play in the backfield. In college, he did as an outside linebacker. Used speed to get to the backfield. Now, a bulked-up inside linebacker with multiple Pro Bowls on his resume.
Bortles going to try and throw on third down. Completion to Hearns. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does when a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
On second down, here's Bortles. A dump off for Ivory. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
The play fake to Ivory. Now Bortles. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
And those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
they
don't
get
they?
a little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage, look defensively. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The NFL sack leader for 2014, Justin Houston, in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on third down.
Pass situation.
On third and long, it's Bortles. Hard throw, incomplete. Marquise Lee, the intended target, and it's 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This one from 35 yards away. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will extend their lead even further. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now it's Smith. Had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his second there. Well, he just threw an interception last drive, nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of different between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? So that's the way this game's going right now.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. A man who missed his entire rookie season, Dante Fowler, in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. Look at the spin.
Balance.
Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll try to get the running game going here with Ivory. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. We're back now in KC. It's Jaguar football here, and they'll look to extend their lead as we begin quarter number 4. Second down following the run. They come out here in the I. They stay on the ground. Ivory again. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
And the busy afternoon continues for Ivory. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Now they'll throw it. Bortles fighting him off. And intercepted. The big fella. A great read, and it's picked off. Now he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a KC touchdown. And the big boy, dare I say, he showed some athleticism there.
Oh, without a doubt. And you know what else we saw on that play? Why they do more and more ball drills in practice. They want everyone proficient with catching the football and being comfortable, because you never know when a big play like this will happen for a big man.
Now, post-game locker room, does he get an extra drumstick?
He was going to get that anyway. He may get the whole spread now.
Yeah, put some gravy on there. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Bortles to throw on second down. Caught out left side by Robinson. Touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet. I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines, but the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Now Bortles throwing on second down. Over the middle, open is Thomas. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. From the gun on third down, Bortles. And he finds Julius Thomas. And he's going to be marked down deep into Kansas City territory. A big third down play there for the Jags. 55 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. On first down, this is Ivory. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
On second down, here's Bortles. That is caught at the 7. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Allen Hurns with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. So they're going to go for two. Bortles is going to throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken at his 4. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get in.
All right.
Anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On first down, it's Smith. A dump off for Charles. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it second down.
I know most of them, when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but...
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, Smith. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
And quickly they get to the line. Play fake for Charles. Now Smith. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's the 5th overall pick, Jalen Ramsey. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. They'll run with Ivory. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Now a 20th carry in the game here for Chris Ivory. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. And he's got it to Hearns. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. It's the rookie from Vontac, Danny Nicholas, in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. They come up in an offset eye. They'll give it up to Ivory. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Good game, bro.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Jacksonville, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.